Welcome back to the show, kids. You are tuned in to Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear. Tom Cart back here with you as always, joined by Big Tasty, Joe Higgens, and Jay Luft. And we're not going to tell you what we were just talking about because it's got nothing to do with the Bear and everything to do with everything else. Hijinks and shenanigans abound here. We're the Scooby-Doo of podcasters here. And we would have gotten away with it too if I screwed that up. You guys get it. Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is season 2, episode 2. Welcome back, as we said, and we hope you're ready for this review. We've got a fun episode to talk about here today. Some very fun stuff happened in this episode, and we meet some characters that we haven't met before. One in particular that I can't wait to talk about. So again, lots to get into here today. As we dive into episode 2, Big Tasty, we'll start with you this time. What's your thoughts going into this episode?
Yeah, it's just nice, isn't it? It's just rolling around. Like everyone's cracking on. Everyone knows what they've got to do. Everyone's got things. Like everyone's just doing bits, aren't they? No one's breaking anything, apparently. Honestly, don't worry about it.
Apart from my phone.
Yeah, it's just it captures again. I think I said this last time. If anyone's worked in hospitality, especially if you've worked in a startup or a place that's like where you've had like what I'd call the blissful period where like you're setting a place up and you don't have to deal with the customers. It captures that sort of like fun energy of like you're creating something and you're not really thinking about at this point. You're not really thinking about like what it's going to be when it opens. Obviously, you're racing to try and get there, but at the same time, you kind of want to enjoy like this period because it's a unique experience to have like that sort of camaraderie and that sort of team bonding without like the sort of nightmare scenario of dealing with the general public.
That's fair. So Joe, as we know, things are calm for the rest of the series. We never have chaos again.
No.
So this episode is do you agree with Tasty what he's got here for you in terms of, it's just nice to be able to relax and breathe because we know things will change soon.
We do. It is the thing of, like, Carmy's financial planning isn't as good as he thought it was. But this is the first time that we get Carmy and Sid on, like, the same page, pretty much. Like, there's no butted heads. They're trying to work together. Everyone else is put, like sweeps, and everyone is pulling, like, just knocking the building down to rebuild it all. From the ground up, from the Phoenix,
Oh, if I was involved in this financially, I'd be in a back alley with Cicero breaking Carmy's legs, based on his grasp of figures.
Yes, let's hope those forks don't come back to bite him at any point. But it is just that lull before the storm, and but with like last week's one where it was quite light-hearted and stuff. This has those silly beats to it as well, but then we do get these sort of deeper bits. So it's the start of that downwards bit of the trough, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Jay, you don't know what we're talking about because you're still watching in real time. So to you, everything's pretty chill.
Yeah, but you could feel like there was a bit of tension starting to boil with like certain things going on. Obviously, like you can see that Ibra is having a bit of a crisis of confidence because he feels like he's got imposter syndrome in the Culinary Academy, and you can see Richie's like still really struggling to like find his purpose, and you kind of get the impression he feels like he's just like part of the furniture but getting in the way for a lot of it. Some by his own choice, some by others, but and then obviously like Sydney's like having little moments, like sort of like glimmers of doubt as well. So I feel like that's where we can kind of see, obviously, that's going to cause some issues. Also, the fact that Sugar reveals she's pregnant in this episode, I'm sure that's going to create...
Not to any of the main characters.
No. Well, she sort of says something early in the episode.
Well, she's not well, is she? She says she's feeling a bit under the weather.
But then she says something to Sydney, and Sydney kind of gives her a look as an oh. So I think Sydney's figured her out.
I mean, if the lads were not thick, they'd have figured it out as well.
Yeah, because Richie's like saying to you, "You look like shit."
Do you want a Sprite?
Yeah.
I love Richie. I mean, guys, if you weren't on board with Richie before, everybody watching, so
Richie back in this episode, so entertaining.
I mean,
So
Richie is in many ways the essence of hospitality, because he thinks like all like problems in the world can be solved by like soda, cigarettes, and prescription drugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, if you really boil him down to his essence, like apart from calling people fun curse words because he knows them, he really is like very down to earth and like approachable. And you kind of feel like, unless he's in a bad mood, it's okay. If this guy waits on me, I'm good with that, because he seems like a personable guy. Like he's got that side to him, maybe because of his kid, that's a bit softer. So I appreciate that, actually.
I think if you catch Richie one-on-one, he's your go-to guy for like if you're like struggling on your shift, if you're not really feeling up to 100%, he's the guy you want to talk to, because Carmy can't see this. He can't see you can't see the human element of any of this. He's too up his own ass. Richie, weirdly, is probably the most human person there. He makes connection with people on human levels more than I think anybody else does.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Well, kids, we're going to do the thing you came here for. Let's talk about it. Season 2, episode 2. This episode is called Pasta or Pasta, depending on how you'd like to call it. Completely up to you. Let's give you a little bit of a rundown first. Original air date, as with all episodes for season 2, is June 22nd, 2023. This one directed by Christopher Storer, the creator of the show. Story by Joanna Kalo. 10 episodes in season 2. And to flash back a bit to episode 1, here's where we were. Marcus dealt with his ill mother in the hospital while Carmy and the staff confronted rising renovation costs that were already approaching $95K. And Richie struggled with his sense of purpose, as we alluded to earlier, as Sugar considered a new role as project manager at the restaurant. Carmy, Sydney, and Sugar, after not repaying the $338,000 owed to Uncle Jimmy, asked him for an additional $500K, which he granted only after Carmy agreed to the property would become Cicero's if they couldn't repay it in 18 months. Sydney asked Tina to become her sous chef, and the crew later realized the opening in just 3 months was absolute insanity. And that sets the stage for where we are. When this episode opens, we get the famous, opening. It's morning, the shifts are starting, and we get that view of Chicago as She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals was playing. Man, I hate this freaking song. You're all wrong. I hate it.
Go and listen to The Roar of the Cooks. It's a great album.
I hate this song.
Fair enough, but you're wrong.
Oh, well, it was as I was listening to it and I had the letter opener poised at my eardrum, I thought better of it. Because I'm like, it can't be worse than the song. No, I'll just go ahead and do it. But I didn't. I held back. I'm sorry. I freaking hate this song.
Fair enough. But
this song was
the actual full album. It's a great album.
This song was a hit in real time when I was teenager, whatever age I was, and I was like, oh God, I can't stand it anymore. Yeah, I can't stand it anymore. We see a quick montage. We see the project board. Days are getting marked off the calendar. Time is passing as the crew works toward opening up. The beef. We see 12 weeks to open at the bottom, which is still insanity. As Carmy and Sydney are walking and talking, she's telling him that she thinks her dad would be happier if she were a plumber. He wonders if her dad thinks she's a loser. And she's like, did I say he thinks I'm a loser? She seems offended by this. And Carm asks Ebraheim and Sweeps if something is salvageable. Sweep says no. Ebraheim says yes, which is a great little bit.
They're just knocking lumps in the walls, it looks like, out the back.
They are.
Yeah. Actually destroying the set. They were doing, apparently.
Based on this conversation Sydney has and the conversation she has with her dad later in the episode, I think there's a real sense that her dad, obviously knowing what she is and who she is and how she is, I think he's very concerned that she might be being taken advantage of.
I agree. Yeah.
I see.
Because she's clearly a person who is very passionate about things that she cares about, and in certain industries, I'm not saying hospitality is definitely one of them. Passion is very much exploited, especially in the chefing industry, and in like opportunity and sort of is always bandied around. Like think of the exposure and the opportunity and the chance for you to put your mark on the place. We can't pay you for 6 months, but you are going to get to do the menu. So
she's a partner.
I kind of got the impression as well, though, that like he knows what she was like with the other business. And he's like, he was probably able to see her getting in over her head before she was last time, and he's literally seeing her repeat the same cycle as she did previously.
I mean, there's a lot of that from all angles here. Because right, Carmy, like, are we up to the bit where Carmy's got like mad shit on his list of things he wants from like Italy and stuff like that? Like, because someone needs to slap him really hard across the face and teach him the phrase "make do."
Well, one of them is the fridge door. It's the handle for the door, the fridge door, the walk-in fridge door.
Yeah, but he wants some sort of mad
4K door handle. Yeah. They're about 200 quid to replace.
Make do. Like, okay, when you're in profit, when you've paid back the threatening loan that you agreed to on bad terms, then you get the expensive stuff that you want, you know.
Yeah, at the end of the day, with stuff like that, especially when it's back of house, like, you don't need all the swanky bollocks. You need what will work.
Yeah.
What will
it's
what
the
will
flow
get
chart.
you through.
Does it work? Yes, then it's fine.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Everything
like that, you want to be able to, like, obviously you want to be able to run day to day, but you also want to be in a position where when you're able to afford it, then you can go, all right, we can upgrade that now and get something much better and much more efficient. But for the time being, we can't afford that, so we need to get the absolute bare bones bit of its arse thing that we can get. Which has lost all meaning.
To listen to your point, they are saving money because with Manny and Angel wearing hard hats and working, and I'm like, if I'm not getting paid, I'm not here. Like, you want the restaurant torn down? Hire somebody. That's not my job. My job is to cook. Like, am I getting paid to be here?
They're KPs. They're fucking.
They do what you tell them to. Right?
Yeah, they literally wash dishes, restock shit, and everything else. Like, it literally will say on their contract and whatever else reasonably.
We had them. I used to make them like grade P's by size and stuff. Like, just when it was quiet, just for something to do, just see if they would.
Are they NPCs? Are we suggesting they're NPCs in this show?
No. But KPs will do what you tell them to do. That's their job.
Send them out for the tartan paint.
Their job is grunt work. That's literally what it is.
If I need a kidney, they're giving me one.
Go to the cash and carry and get me a long stand.
Yes. Just a little bit as well. In the opening montage, we see Prime Seafood, which is Matty Matheson's restaurant.
Well done.
Little lovely bit there as well.
Well done. Yeah, she asked him. She, meaning Sid, asked him how they're doing. They say bad, not good. She tells Carmy she'll see her dad for her mom's birthday dinner later. They talk about jamming on the menu later when suddenly Marcus is there and throws a phone to Carmy saying it's the fridge guy. Carm ducks and the phone breaks on the floor.
He comes out and just throws it with no warning, though.
And Carm's like,
for a place that's corner behind, to just whip a phone.
Right, good point.
It's insane.
And he's not that. He could have just handed it to him.
He could have just
given it.
He overhanded it at him.
Carmy says, I'll just call him back later, which is very straight-faced. Sugar's there, and she's talking about a door pull. This is what you referenced earlier, Joe. This thing is 5K. And Carmy says they're crucial, handcrafted in Italy. And she's like, yes, and we're in Illinois. I love that line.
It's true.
It's true.
It's not an Italian walk-in fridge.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Sugar's the only one who's actually got a bit of fucking savvy about the whole thing,
and they're all frightened of her.
Yes,
she needs to be there to basically just rein Carmy and Sid.
Yes, well, Carmy more than Sid, but yeah,
no, but also Sid Sid buys into a lot of Carmy's bullshit a lot of the time, and
they want it to be.
She wants to
fine
start
dining.
Yeah,
it's like you said. It's all got to be front of house though.
Yeah,
because you're gonna have to. What did we work it out? You're gonna have to be charging £110 a head.
Yeah,
to break even in the timeline.
You need front of house to be as fucking swanky as possible. Back house can be a fucking shithole. Well, not a shithole, but it can be.
Oh, you don't need a $5,000.
No, you don't. You don't need all the swanky shit with the kitchen. That comes later. They could have that same fucking kitchen setup they had for the beef. They'd struggle, but they'd be able to.
Yeah.
They didn't need to cook
all the stuff they're talking about, all the stuff that Sugar lists here, that Carmy's asking for loads of money for, none of it helps them put food on the plate.
No, it's all peripheral.
It's all.
It's like Norwegian teak, forks, and this handle.
Well, it's like look at his look at him with this fucking his knives and all that, his swanky knives. Doesn't need swanky knives. They're good.
you do need knives, but
no, but he doesn't need all the fucking like. If he could get by with like an okay pair of knives before.
I mean,
Here we go.
You guys are not wrong. However, the other part of my brain is like, well, Carmy's thinking, well, this is my shot. This is the shot. May not be a shot after this. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it the way I want it. We're going to do it the way it should be done. Because if you can't half-ass front of house, but if the front of house is top tier and the back half looks like a Wendy's, and you're like, well, it's not, I don't know. To me, I kind of understand where he's coming from. It's way too much money.
We sort of see a blueprint of what it's going to look like as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I can't remember if it's like a partly open service or not. I can't remember like the later on seasons of it. But so you have to have, it still has to look nice as well. But you don't need a $5,000 door handle.
No one's going to go to that restaurant and go, I saw into the kitchen and the door of the refrigerator only cost $500. I hated my entire experience.
Ribbon of brine, but handle shite.
Yeah, they keep having the conversation about money, and Sid asks if Sugar's feeling okay. She says, sometimes I look like February.
That's a great way of describing
I love
yourself.
that. Yeah, I'm going to
Great.
start using that, I think.
Yeah. Sugar tells him that he doesn't have enough forks. He disagrees.
So, that's when Sid gives her that look, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't February roughly about 9 months away from this period?
Is it?
I can't remember. No,
it's like March, April, isn't it? So
I think they're opening. Supposed to be
they're opening in June, aren't they?
End of June.
Yeah.
So it's so if it's 12 weeks, then it's like end of March, start of April. So 10
I
months.
think it's just because February is just a rubbish month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad as January. But
yeah, I thought she was kind of alluding to 9 months in the future sort of thing, but Sid definitely looks at it though as if
she does give her a
she's on to what she's sort of trying to allude to.
And like isn't that a thing? Like women know, if men don't know, women know each other. Like they can just sense it or tell. I don't know. Seems like it's a thing. They had the conversation about the forks, and he disagrees that they don't have enough forks. And she's like, well, this is productive. I can't wait to talk about spoons. Sugar has some great lines in this episode, man.
I mean, like, she's not getting paid either until they make money. So it must every day having to come in, deal with this, deal with Richie. Like, it would wear you down. And also, she's not well. So, yeah, but she does have, it's just when we get to it, I just love the fact that I know why they hired her. Because if anything needs to get done, just get her involved, and everyone will just get out to it. Like,
yeah,
she asked where the phone is.
Again, like she's like she's the voice of reason. Like
she is
in a place that's basically like the inmates running the asylum. Like you've got Richie just yelling at people. You've got fucking Sydney and Marcus were acting like kids in the last season, and I imagine that's probably not going to be the last time that happens. Carmy's just fucking emotionally unavailable to everybody, and you've got people who are just there like coasting, and she needs to be the person who's like, well, as you say later in the episode, Mum.
Yes. Oh God, I can't wait till we get there. She asked him where the phone is. He's like, Marcus broke it. Can you order another one? She says, sure. You can shove it up your ass. Like she's rattling him off, man. He tells Sid that if it makes her feel any better, Sugar doesn't think he's a genius. Sid says, well, it doesn't hurt. We get Richie and Fat next. This is like this great. This, watching a video of a guy painting. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not exactly Mr. Handyman, so I YouTube everything. So this reminded me of me right here.
But the fact is that, like, Fack is a handyman. That's his job. He knows how to do it. And Richie's come in and said, right, we're watching this video. It'll be the first one he's found on YouTube. You guarantee it.
Every time Fack tries to say something to him as well, Richie's like, no.
It's great.
Yeah. Joe, I think this is the first video Richie found on YouTube that backs up his argument.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, it'll be called like Deep Cleaning a Kitchen with Italian Men.
He'll have watched like 4 videos that have told him to do it the way Fak wants to do it, and he'd be like, "Nope, skip them. Nope, downvote, thumbs down, thumbs down. Like, this is the one I want."
Write a rude comment.
There's a comment he says later about something. It's just like, that's the most Richie fucking coded thing that he could have said.
Well, Fak wants to move the lockers, and Richie's like, "We don't need to move the lockers, just tarp over them." And Marcus agrees, and Richie, again, when Richie talks and him and Fak are going back and forth and it's straight face, it's hilarious. He's like, "Wow, never thought I'd see the day you'd form an alliance with Neil Jeff." Marcus is like, "It's not an alliance, it's just common sense." Richie says,
"It's not sides.
Sure sounds like an alliance to me." Richie argues that the guy in the vid does this all the time, and he just tarps over. They're talking about taking guys to come in and help. There's only 3 of them. In fact, arguing that it's still Richie's way, and Richie is denying this. And this is what Fact says. Watch this. And in a high voice, he goes, "Nat."
He goes, "Mom." You called Mom?
Great. It's like, well, you just... Oh. This is back to season 1, kids, when Richie and Fact referred to Carmy as dad.
Even when she then comes in and she's trying to ask Fact like what he wants. Richie's standing in between the 2 of them.
Yes, he keeps moving.
But Fack also acts like a toddler at this point. He's very kind of like, yeah. It's
doesn't she call him sweetie? I think.
Yeah. Oh, she mothers him.
She mothers him the whole episode. It's adorable.
Oh, it's so good. And he makes his case for moving the lockers. She agrees, but Richie is still fighting it. She tells him not to be bossy. Rich is like, "I don't know what they teach you about leadership at the bank, but this needs an alpha, and that's not fact. They can smell his pheromones." What are we talking about? She's like, "Move the fucking lockers." He asks if she's okay, and that's what she says she is. He's like, "You look green. You want a Sprite?" Richie's like very... I love Richie in this episode, man. He's great. He tells Fact that he's shitty. Marky tells him, like you did call Mom. And Richie thanks him.
Is this also the scene where he refers to Marcus and Fact as lizards?
I don't think so. Is it?
There's a scene in this episode.
I think it is when he said, "Oh, you want to listen to what these lizards want to do?" Yeah. Again, he's just got excellent dialogue.
Yeah, he says, Richie thanks Marcus for agreeing with him. Marcus is like, "Yeah, but you were wrong." This makes Fact happy, and Richie just gives him a quick slap. Did you guys sense that when he gave him that quick slap, it wasn't scripted? Because it looked
it's 100% cut away quick. Yeah,
so good, so good. Sid is talking to Tina and Ebraheim, and she's going to send him to culinary school for the next 3 months.
Tina's little face.
She lights up, right?
She's so
the
happy.
Difference in the 2 reactions.
Because I was genuinely thinking that like Ebraheim was undocumented or something, and he was like, "No." The first time I watched it, I was like, "Why is he so reticent to want to do it?" And I thought, "Oh, there's going to be something," and it's not like.
Yeah, they don't go, it doesn't get that dark. They don't go down.
No. Well,
but yeah,
it would have been dark now.
Like, why doesn't he want to like go on the system? Why doesn't he want to like go into a formal training program?
Yeah.
We find out it's literally just he doesn't have any confidence in his own ability. He thinks he's worn his rut so like thoroughly, and he's so good at what he does. And obviously he's very scared anyway because he knows things are changing as they are. And then on top of it all, he's then got to go and learn how to do what he would consider like posh cooking, like, you know.
Well, Sydney says that we're going to send you to it, and he goes, "Why? I know what I'm doing." Yeah. And she's like, "No, it's repetition, and it's, you know," and it's the exact opposite of Tina, because Tina's like, "Yeah, I'll go now."
Which is insane because, like, especially like from the first and second episodes of season 1, like you would have maybe put those positions completely the other way around. Like Ebra seemed to be the more affable guy who was like a bit more up for anything. Tina was like this real hard case who didn't want to change. And now all of a sudden, just because Tina's been nourished a little bit, she's been given a little bit of encouragement. She's been given she's been watered. She's been like sort of, you know, replanted almost. She's like so receptive to growth and to learning now, which is such a turnaround.
He does say he doesn't want to wear a uniform. Tina says it's not that kind of uniform, and Ebraheim very straight face goes, "Then I accept." All straight face.
Well,
I want an episode where we hear about Ebraheim's time in the military. That's what I want.
When he was in a brigade and many people died.
Yes.
well,
Black Hawk Down.
But this is Black Hawk Down.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like you can see straight away he's uncomfortable because he feels like he's found a sort of like his place in the beef of Chicagoland, and now it's becoming the bear. And
I mean, we're all laughing about this. It's all like a bit of, but like obviously he was in the military. He says this. He could have trauma from that. You know, he could be like he could have trauma from being in a structured, like sort of regimented environment, which he doesn't want to go back to. Like putting on a uniform, being told what to do, you know, following orders. He's done all that, and it probably really fucked him up.
It also could be like the other side of the thing. It could be a similar sort of thing to like with the way Richie is with change, where he's an older guy. He's very used to being in this routine for such a long time, and you see that with like a lot of older like people in general.
Yeah, I think a lot of it with Ebraheim is to do with his age and his status as an immigrant. Like he's learned to live in one very specific version of America, hasn't he? Which is the one where he makes beef sandwiches, and anything other than that scares the living shit out of him.
Yeah, but I think as well, it's like it, as you say, like Tina's embracing this new opportunity. It's almost like he feels like he doesn't deserve it.
There's a definite sense of I think
it really feels like he's got imposter syndrome.
Yeah, you use the phrase imposter syndrome, and that's a thing in every walk of life, but it's especially big in the hospitality industry. Like a lot of people, because it's a very confidence based industry, and a lot of people struggle with the sort of pedestal that people get put on, and the sort of pressure that in the individual pressures, especially in culinary arts. And I think Ebraheim very much is showing that off, and you can see later in the we'll get there when we get there. But there's a scene later which I think sort of sums it up beautifully, and like the sort of the struggles they're all having, which is nice.
It is, yeah. The guys are moving the lockers because Sugar told them, right? And Carmy's on the phone about the fridge handle, which keeps breaking. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Say no more. And
Chekhov's fridge handle.
Yes. Carmy's trying to get them to stop, but they're going back and forth complaining about Richie. They mention Mom. They're having this big fight. And then Fat mentions Mikey's locker, and it gets very quiet. They decide to cut the lock off. Carmy opens the door, and Mikey's hat is there. Carm takes it out, and it says June 5th, 2010. Richie mentions Taste of Chicago, and Sugar mentions the booth, and they have a very sincere moment. This got me. I'm going to be honest with you. It got me. Their ability to emote really got to me.
They drop there. This is probably this episode is probably the closest this show gets to being an outright comedy, and like right in the middle they just drop this like bomb of like emotional feeling on you. It's like it reminds you this show can just turn on a dime and like give you all of it. It gives you everything. It can be really lighthearted and here's Fact doing funny stuff, and then
because isn't it right before this we've got like Fact and Richie face to face. Going, I'll call Mom.
I know.
Is that after this bit? But yeah, it is that sort of thing of, like you were saying.
But it is like literally like Fact, Richie, and Marcus are doing like the Three Stooges, that with the trying to move the locker while Carmy's on the phone.
Pivot at your end and all that jazz.
And in a really touching scene here, Carmy gives the hat to Richie because he knows like how much it means to him. Which I think is really nice. Like he sees, like I slagged Carmy up before, but I said like he doesn't really see people and he doesn't really understand emotion. He doesn't really understand people on that level. But he actually sees like how much Richie's affected by this, and he lets him have it, which I think is a really touching and really really beautiful moment in the show.
I think as well, like obviously, like Richie's very sentimental about like sort of when it was Mikey's place, so. For Carmy to give that to Richie, it is again, as you say, it's a massive moment, but it's like I feel like for Carmy it would probably mean less to him than it would Richie anyway.
Yeah, because Carmy probably wasn't working there, was he? Richie would probably helping him. So just to give a bit of context, so this the Taste of Chicago Festival, it's a local food festival. It's been running in Chicago since 1980, and it's held every year on the lakeshore in Grant Park, apparently. So it's like a big sort of we used to have the one in Sefton Park, didn't we, Jay? The food and drink festival. Every year they don't do it anymore because money. Someone embezzled something. I don't quite know.
With the days.
But yeah, it's like a big, like a beautiful, big, like sort of open air, like catering extravaganza. All the restaurants are there. Obviously, the beef was there back in the day. So yeah, it's a big deal. So that was probably quite a sort of core bonding memory for Richie to do that with Mikey back in the day. You know, to be at that festival and to run, because like anyone, again, Joe, Jay, anyone who's done hospo, you know, these are like these sort of big outdoor events are like these are your proving grounds. Like this is where you forge your
Those are the days you remember as well.
They're also
when all the weird shit happens.
I was going to say they're also when you're both sometimes the most stressed out you'll ever be, but also at the same time have the most fun you're going to have.
And the teams that go on these shifts of work, and they're the ones that like sort of they're the battle tested, like forged in fire. That all once you've done that, you can come back to the restaurant and do anything with them. You know what I mean?
I think as well, like it's a nice little callback to the previous episode, obviously with Richie with the shirt with the misprint on, and he's like, it's a collector's item, and then Carmy gives him an actual like collector's item, like a bit of
I've got literally like that's the final piece of Richie that we'll have, and it's yours because now everything's gone.
This is Mikey's last, like the last
like ghost
vestiges of his ghost being exercised from the building, basically, as we literally
and it's yours, Richie,
lockers.
because
well, like, except for they've got the letter framed, haven't they?
Yeah,
and the picture on the wall covering the
and Fenway, the Red Sox, the Red Sox lineup.
Yeah. Apart from that, but no, it's. I'm trying to Fact's got an angle grinder just lying about the place.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that shit's not part tested.
Oh, absolutely no. It's off a car boot. That he's bought a load of them, all stolen out of vans.
When they finished wrapping up talking about this, and Carmy asked Sid if she wants to go work at the apartment, and Marcus tells Sid that he needs more inspiration. He's already gone through all the cookbooks she gave him. She says, "Let me think on it," and she's like, "Hey, what was going on?" He's like, he tells her it's Mikey's locker, and she's like, "There was just a hat in it." And he's like, "Come on, Sid, asshole." And she's like, "I'm not an asshole." I got to be honest with you. When that moment happened, I kind of thought, read the room, Sid.
Yeah,
but she doesn't understand.
I guess.
But she wasn't there, man.
Yeah.
And like she can, it's not hard to like
empathize.
Yeah, it's not hard to look at everybody's like reaction.
Yeah.
Like Calm, Sugar,
everyone's
Richie,
maudlin.
Even Marcus are all very emotional, and then she's like, "Oh, it's only a hat." It's like,
but I think what it's almost showing there is like her excitement at this. She's like she's starting to sort of roll downhill. She's getting away from herself a little bit. Like the boulder's picking up speed a bit here with her, isn't it? She's not thinking about the sad. She's not thinking about the past anymore. Like Mikey's the past. She's already looking straight ahead to that new restaurant. Like she's off down the hill. She's chasing the cheese wheel.
Yeah. We hear Baby, I'm a Big Star Now by the Counting Crows. They're playing as Sid and Carm gets back to his place. Sid immediately notices that the place isn't organized. There's nothing on the walls. It also looks more like a temporary situation than a permanent housing situation.
It's a single man's apartment.
It is. Definitely.
He's got way too much stuff in there for a single man.
If there's
one telly and a chair.
The only thing that's missing is an inflatable sofa with a PlayStation and a TV just on the floor.
It also very much like looks as if he's literally landed in Chicago, threw his shit in there, and then went straight to work in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So last week, he doesn't know how to spend time by himself. Like he had a night off. He didn't know what to do, so he came back to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Why is he's not going to be putting pictures up and tending to his Japanese peace lily, is he? Like,
no,
he doesn't know how.
She goes to turn on the gas, but he has to take his clothes out of the oven first. I really like that bit.
That's a little callback to episode 1, isn't it?
With all those to the first season, when he's
buying all that beef with jeans, which is
vintage denim.
Tina and Ebraheim are at the school. It's crowded, and she says, "Hell of a lot of Sydneys in here." What a great line.
Ebraheim's is better though. Don't make eye contact with
me. Don't look at me. Yeah. Later we see Ebraheim sitting with his school letter and chef's jacket, and he's just staring at it like he is a fish out of water right now. He shouldn't be, but he is. I can kind of see where he's coming from. Like, you're really good at something, it's your routine, you can do it, but then you're put in a situation where you feel like maybe you're outclassed, they're younger, they're smarter, they're faster. Do you know what I mean?
They're going to tell you how to do it a different way, their way.
Yeah. I've done it this way forever. Well, that's not how we chop stuff here. But why?
Right.
This is just how we do it. It's the old dog new tricks thing, and
I will say, although I can understand the intimidation and I can understand being in
Same.
that position, it would be horrible. It's how cool is like he's got his own like chef light with his name on them.
I know.
He's got like a little roll full of brand new knives and stuff. Like this is a pretty sweet gig.
That's a
Yeah,
couple
I
of
think
couple of
so.
quid they've spent on this for him.
Yeah.
Again, like it does come across like imposter syndrome, and like he feels like he doesn't, almost like he feels like he hasn't earned it.
Well, he's self-taught, isn't he? I think is
Yeah,
clearly the thing, and
Well,
he's like,
he's probably literally gone in like to the beef one day, asked Mikey for a job. Mikey's gone, "Can you start now?"
Yeah,
And just like said, "Cut that veg, do that." And he also, like, when there's the bit a little later on when they're all cutting the celery, and like Tina's like going like light speed, and he's like meticulously slicing it bit by bit.
well, it's the bit where the teacher or whatever is like, "Oh, so you'll get your orientation packs from the Zoom meeting," and Ebraheim's like, "What?" Like,
yeah,
I don't know what Zoom meetings are.
I'll put the notes on the intranet, and you can download it on your iClouds. And Ibrahim just like,
Ebraheim's
just let
like,
me,
"Huh?
just
You
let me
don't
make
got
the
a
fucking
whiteboard?"
food. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just here to cook the food. Like, please let me cook the food.
Yeah.
So it does feel like that he's not. It's not for him. This way of
I don't
learning.
need to download my updates to the cloud server
Yeah.
to chop the vegetables. It's not.
I don't want to get sucked into Tron.
Again, not to get too like sort of hung up on the age thing, but it's definitely like he feels like sort of like a product of like another time anyway.
Yeah, and there's a very real like point being made here about how the education system doesn't cater to people who aren't incredibly young and adaptable.
Yep.
Because this guy's not even as people, Jay, you know all of this. You have to adapt for people of different abilities and backgrounds and stuff in the world now. Did that teacher make any effort to even consider that Ebraheim didn't know what the hell he was talking about? No, he just went straight on, because like 90% of the class is Zoomers who they're all on their iPhones and download bits and bobs. Ebraheim probably doesn't have to turn a computer. He probably never touched a computer.
Yeah. And unlike Tina in season 1, who fought change with the big freaking middle finger, Abraham's not fighting change. He just is intimidated.
Scared of it.
Yeah.
He's just letting it get away from him because he doesn't know how to engage with it.
But instead of speaking up and saying to someone, "Look, I'm not coping with this," he's just
It's a good point.
It's a weird and sad to see a man cut celery so badly.
Right.
And it's all on the floor, man.
It is on the floor.
His station is disgraceful.
Terrible. Back at Carmy's place, they're talking about a thoughtful chaos menu.
Yeah,
Chaos menu.
I hate this so much. This is all the shit that makes me want to walk out of restaurants.
Here's the thing, kids. Like, as if the word chaos and the bear go hand in hand. Yeah. So, like, it's fitting, I guess.
Fancy name for stuff. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not an Italian restaurant. It's not a Greek restaurant.
If I walked into a place and someone told me it was a chaos menu, I'd just fucking leave.
Oh, I don't know. I'd go in and see if any Chaos Marines were running about in the back and stuff.
I'd embrace the chaos and see if there was any blood for the blood gods.
Yes.
Make the eight-pointed star and see what happens. Yeah.
No,
it's
just most menus now are quote unquote chaos, because we'll have a burger and tacos and like this, that, and the other. It's just
and
stuff.
It's
10 years ago
Blue bullshit, isn't it? It's like here's some ice cream and some fucking steak on the same plate.
No, it's not. It's not one type of food. It's stuff that complements each other from different food genres. That's not the right word, but it's not like snail porridge and shit like that. It's just having this and that are not traditionally found on the same menu.
So, to quote off the Wikipedia page, it says here, chaos menu but thoughtful is a restaurant world. No, it's sport you. Here you go. Chaos menu but thoughtful is a restaurant world term that slots in where fusion or New American would once have been used to describe the culinary theme.
I was literally going to say fusion.
It's fucking fusion, isn't it?
It's fucking fusion.
And plus, I'm not saying a restaurant should only have 6 items on the menu, but if they have 60 items, are they doing any of them really well? You know what I mean?
No.
How can they be? They're not getting attention.
That's the Ramsey guarantee.
Like the goddamn Cheesecake Factory, Tom.
That's true. Yeah.
Where they hand you the Holy Bible when you go in, and
damn.
it's like,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're just like,
Yeah, but that's
flipping
either
through
all frozen.
you come back in 5 minutes. You're like, I've not even got to the end of the menu yet. Give me
I'm
give
still
me
in
longer.
starters.
yeah.
No, it's the Gordon Ramsay when Ramsay goes into a place on Kitchen Nightmares and they hand him a tome. He's like, that's too much stuff.
It's true.
Yeah.
And again, on the other side of that, 6 things. I don't know. That's not enough stuff for me.
Oh,
Sure.
You
Yeah,
need about 12, 15 on a menu.
But
Menu.
I'd rather have 10 things done well than 100 things done badly.
Yeah.
See, my favorite
100%.
restaurant in Liverpool has on its regular menu 5 starters, 5 mains, and 3 desserts.
That's solid.
That redfish.
And
you know
specials.
what? They all absolutely slap.
Yeah. And then you get specials as well on top. I'm guessing.
And then 2 specials. Yeah.
Yeah. That's enough for me. I still think about that short rib lasagna a lot. Like that I had, and I need to go back, but I know it's never going to be as good.
There's a whole show about
Joe,
that.
You can never get as high as the first time.
No, that's it. You're always chasing that beefy dragon.
There's a show about like this, right? Where you've got all these celebrities talking about the first time they had something and their favorite dish, and sometimes it's at a nowhere place that it isn't a 5-star restaurant, but their memory of it is like, I can never go back because, like you just said, it will never be the same.
Because on that day, your favorite team won, or you just had some really good news, and the sun was cracking out nice, and you just paid off a bill, and you just paid, and you had no care in the world. And there's all these intangibles, and you can't just go back to that same place and order that same dish and be like, you can't. It's your experience is so multisensory. It's like it's why reviews are inherently flawed, because like Jay will know there's an app for rating beer. 1 out of 5, you rate your beer, like, which is insane because the pint you have on a Wednesday after you've been in work for 8 hours in a bar in town when it's raining might be a better beer fundamentally, but the beer you have on holiday when you get off the plane and you sat by the pool and it's your first beer of the holiday and it's probably nothing special, but that's going to taste 5 times as good as the world-class pint you had in the rain in Manchester.
I stopped using it for that reason, because I'd only ever be rating things when I'd just finished a very stressful shift, and it was the first beer I was having as I got home. First can out the fridge, didn't touch the sides, and I'd be like, God, that's the best beer I've ever drank. And then I'd buy it the next time, and I'd be like, the fuck's this?
Yeah, it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, it's all about a lot of stuff like that, and especially with food. Jesus, it's all about especially in like a restaurant sort of thing. It's as much about like the experience of it than it is about the quality of the meal. You could have like the best fucking steak you've ever ate, and the restaurant's an absolute shithole, and there's people arguing on the table next to you. Yeah, and it's not.
Then you remember that night as well, because that's
but that's what I mean.
When that guy stabbed someone.
But you remember more the fact that the couple on the table next to you were arguing because they were on a first date, and she knocked the bottle of fucking red wine over him. Then
that's why I'll never go back to Bella Italia.
Well, there we go. Then the fact that
poured wine all over my food and then just walked off, the waitress. I was like, what the fuck?
Bill Murray came to my plate and stole a chip and left and said no.
No, that's genuinely what happened one time. But that's what they're trying to do. That's what this world of fine dining is. It's you create that experience. To turn it back round to it, instead of me just talking about lasagna, which I apologise for.
That's why Carmy wants the $2,000 door pull, because
that's why we have to have these things, because that's how you can charge 110 quid a plate.
Because you're selling the illusion, you're selling the mystique, you're selling like
an experience.
Well, unless that door handle is on the front door, the toilet doors, or the door to the fucking kitchen, it doesn't matter.
The front door, Chicago. Someone will pry that off. Get that weighed in down the scrapyard.
What was that gangster's name from the first season?
Jimmy Peanuts or whatever.
Dodgy Pete or whatever his name was.
Corky
Something
Rogers.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, it was a Shifty John.
Something like that.
And Mr. Carl.
Lanky John.
Crooked
anyway,
John. I don't know.
It's not important.
Shady John.
But yeah.
Sydney sees Carmy's chef jacket with his initials, and she chuckles a little, and he's like, it's just New York. And she's like, I want to hate it, but also it's pretty sick. And she asks,
no.
She asked him if she can ask him something. You can tell me to fuck off. He said, I doubt I will. She mentions getting the call about the 3-star restaurant. He says, fuck off. And which is great. She wants to know how it felt. He says it was panic. He knew he had to retain them at that point, but his brain bypassed the joy and went to dread. But after that, he had to turn a really slow table because the entire UN Security Council was coming in. She says, so normal, totally normal. And he says, yeah.
So this harkens back to something he said to Richie in the first episode of this season, where it's not fun for him. He doesn't enjoy this. He gets no pleasure out of this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just
like
a job.
She literally said to him, "What was it like? The best night of your life when you achieved this highest accolade?" And he was like, "I couldn't feel anything for it, basically."
Yeah. And we find out later on as well is that like he kind of weirdly hates it and wouldn't encourage anyone else to take it up either.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like when you look at people who kind of like lose their passion for something. Like when he got into it, he would have been passionate about it and wanted to do it, and at least had a passing interest because he wanted to get that good at it. Obviously, there's the element of that Mikey wouldn't let him work in the place, so part of it's spite driven. But
also I think that Joel McHale kind of kicked any joy out of it for him as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like it's like look at like a artist who's like, I don't know, small artist, and they get signed to like a mega record deal, and then they're told, actually, we want you to write this like this. We want you to.
Yeah, can I go shock you? This is exactly the arc of Bruce Springsteen in the Springsteen film starring Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
So I was about to say he plays one thing Jeremy Allen White does so well is he plays this sort of like passionate, this virtuoso in his field who is struggling to enjoy the sort of the fun of his success. Basically, he does it in the Springsteen film because it's all about like. He's just released the river and he wants to do something really personal and strip back and introverted. And in this here now, he talks to Sydney about how like he'd reached this like pinnacle, achieved everything he ever wanted to. But again, it didn't bring him any pleasure. It didn't bring him any joy. Like you never see Carmy smile in the kitchen. It's always like he's always thinking about the next battle. He's always thinking about the next problem and the next sort of issue.
I don't know. I think there's been a few times where like. Not like fully smile, but like I'd like an appreciation at least.
You've seen him like light up because he's been able to inspire something in somebody else, and I think
like
that's been...
like when Marcus asked him about like when he saw Marcus had like the little shrine to him, and he asked.
But that's more. I think that's more of like a not even like a legacy thing, but that's more like he wants to leave a sort of a legacy of good behind him, almost like when he leaves the industry, he wants to know that he's inspired other people to do something. Maybe not necessarily because again, I think it's imposter syndrome. Like Carmy's suffering under the weight of his own expectations and the expectations that his family had for him. Like even though he achieved great things, he got the 3 stars. I don't think he thinks he's accomplished everything he should have, and he's sort of concerned that he's maybe missed his mark. But in someone like Marcus, he could maybe set the next run of people up to maybe do better than he did.
Well, I guess it's to kind of like put it to like the way it's a wrestling terms. It's like leaving the place in a better shape than when you got there. Like you see a lot of
that's true in hospital as well. That's true in every
But,
you want to try and like you say, leave the place good for the people who come after you, like set it up for success. And I think that's more Carmy's thought because I don't think he's able to really concentrate on the moment and enjoy it because of how stressed he is about the sort of continuing development of it all.
Yeah.
Which is a tragically horrible position to be in because he's worked so hard for the success and he just can't reap the benefits.
Again, it is like he's achieved everything he wanted to achieve, but now he's like Richie. He's got no sense of purpose. It's like, what's next? Because he's building this restaurant, but the only reason he's building it is because that's all he knows. Like,
yeah, well, and he's almost like a little, like you say, it's almost like a little bit fatalistic. Like Sydney said to him, like, what did you think of when you got the stars? And he was like, how am I going to retain them? Was his first thought. It wasn't like, oh, this is awesome, I've got
I've done it.
It's like, how am I going to keep them? Like, almost he's almost instantly progressing to the next problem. Like, he can't exist without thinking about a problem.
It's almost like he's surviving in that. Like, at that point,
he's in panic survival mode. He's in fight or flight, like, all the time.
The back at the restaurant, this is wonderful. Richie sees something brown on the wall, but won't let Fat use his ladder. Fat goes and gets his own ladder, which is bigger. Richie calls him a show off. Fat takes a look, and it's mold. He said
he wants Fat to look at this mold, doesn't he? And Fact's like, I need to go over that. I can't see unless you let me get on the ladder. And Richie's like, no, it's my ladder. You're not getting on the ladder. You don't need to see. You can see from down there.
So Fat just goes.
What are you even doing here? Supervising.
He says,
it's marvelous.
Don't freak out and go calling Mom, okay? He's like, but this is scary. This could ruin everything. And Richie, again, straight face, says, listen, it is scary, okay? And I will grant you that it's gained some traction in recent media cycles. What?
That line. The most conspiratorial Richie
like, okay, I know mold's got some bad press, right?
Mold is a buzzword. Yeah, for sure. That's what are we talking about?
It killed Brittany Murphy, but yes.
Did big mold get to you too?
This is the thing.
Big mold.
Like the whole thing Richie's pushing back against. It's like, if it wasn't for Fact saying we need to move the lockers, they wouldn't have found it.
No.
Because it was like the outline of the locker.
Yeah.
But also, it's like when he has found it, it's like, all right, well, we're going to need to do something about this. This is really bad. And it goes back to the when they get the environmental health come out. And Richie was like putting things off, or he's cutting corners. He's been told off, don't do this.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
but again, when you live in that like hand to mouth survival mode, like that's all you know, isn't it? Like all you know is the quick fix. All you know is like the make do. Like
if anything, tape on it, it'd be right.
If anything, Richie and Carmy are like opposite ends of the same problem. So like Carmy's like, no, it all has to be perfect and pristine and like Norwegian teak, and Richie's like, fucking throw a piece of newspaper over it and duct tape it down.
Yeah.
And there's a happy medium here where everything just works.
It should be. Yeah.
Of getting it fixed properly. Yeah. But there's also a line he says something about because then the men will come and the scientists, and he says something else as well.
The weirdos, the scientists, the abatement people.
The abatement people.
What? At least I remind you, we're on cousin schedule, Neil Jeff. He says, Frat goes, what's your middle name?
What's your middle name?
My middle name. Yeah, like what's your middle name? Lawrence. Well, Richard Lawrence. I'm
Lawrence.
telling Mom now. Don't you fucking dare. I love it's all. I'm going to call Mom right now.
And nose to nose doing the up ladders as well, which is
extra. Don't you fucking dare. He says, oh, I dare. He says, you know what? Actually, I dare you. I dare you right now. I dare you. Call Mom. I dare you. Call Mom.
Is this the scene that starts with him trying to explain Blade Runner as well?
Yeah. Why is there a hockey stick behind there? Oh, come on.
No. That's when Sugar.
Well, that's later when she comes back.
When Sugar gets the call about the fact that he got mold.
It's great. He's like, Mom. He's like, go ahead, see what happens. Go ahead, dude. She can't hear you. He says, see what happens when you call her. He says, when we do it loud, you want me to do it loud? He goes, go ahead, see what happens when you call her. He says, I'll get louder. He says, get louder and see what happens. In fact, it's like, Mom. Like really low. My God, this is so good.
It's just like the tiniest dick measuring contest in the world.
It is.
I'd love to think all these scenes between these two, they've just been given bullet points, and it's all just
100%.
Yeah. It's so, like you say, it's so natural and it's so easy, and it's so, the chemistry is like so free and like just.
Yeah, it's back to the synthesizers in the toilet. It's that level of just
this is like this is going to make sense to you, Tom, but this is like levels of like banterish chemistry that came from like the early in between his episodes.
Yeah.
It's just like mates having it. It's like the shit you talk with your mates, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Just doing bits. Yeah. It's just very good. And it's just the fact that they know they're gonna have to tell Sugar. Like, but Richie's still got to be this alpha that he's decided that he is.
The thing is though, like, it's either tell Sugar or again create issues that they can't afford to have later down the line. Like,
it's either take a day or two to get it sorted now, or like when the inspection comes, because they have to get inspected before they open, because this is America.
Yeah.
Well,
rip it
Yeah,
all out and
found
start
out.
again because they're going to find the fucking mold. So
As we
you know,
found out last time, you have to have 9 people come to sign off on it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Back at the school, everyone's decked out in their uniforms. Tina's excited. Abraham is not happy. He's awkward. He doesn't want to be there. And then we flash back to Carmy and Sid. They're brainstorming the menu. As Tina and Abraham are working, she tells him that he's got this. And he says, yes, chef. She's really trying to encourage Abraham. And
this
it's
is lovely
not
from
working.
Tina as well. Like she really tries to like make sure he doesn't feel left behind because you can see him slipping away here. He's really struggling. He's really like he's not engaging. He's like he feels like he's not to belong, and she tries to like reach out and pull him with her because she's flying, man. She's really going along on this.
Yeah, but she's doing what Sydney did for her.
Like Carmy gives Sid the same line about asking her something, and she says, yeah. And he says, if you really care about one of these bullshit stars, and she says, more than anything. He's like, well, you're going to have to care about everything all the time. And she tells the story of her last day with Sheridan Road. It's a fundraiser at someone's house. They wanted pasta, hence the title of the episode, but it's crumbling. It's dried out. So she spooned her beautiful lamb ragu over King's Hawaiian rolls, which really
36-hour lamb ragu as well.
Oh,
I mean, not going to lie.
72 hours.
72-hour lamb ragu. Sorry.
72-hour lamb ragu over hot sweet rolls. Yeah, I'll have that.
I'd eat that. Yeah. Fucking let's go. Yeah.
He
Put
said,
it on
it
the
sounds delicious. She goes, it wasn't bad. But
No.
this is why I had to move in with my dad. He goes, that was what made the restaurant let her go. So, yeah.
So that's what I think. Basically, was it kind of implied that that's what closed her business down.
Yes.
I'm guessing that woman didn't pay the full bill or maybe any of the bill, and maybe that's what put her under. There's like you said, Tom. So there's a little like sort of like loaded warning there from Carl when he's saying like, "Do you want to star?" And it's almost like he's saying to Sydney like, "Look, as he literally just told you in the previous scene, this process killed the joy for me." Like it killed everything I love about this. Are you sure this is what you want? Like you have to care about everything. And like that sounds fun. Like, oh, I care about it. No. You have to care about even the stuff that you would never care about. You know,
stuff you have no control over.
Yeah,
you've got to kind of put that much like attention to detail that you can't find joy in it anymore.
Yeah, you've got to ruin your life for this. Basically, is what he's telling her. Like, it's just going to consume you. If you want to go down this road, it's going to consume you. It's going to swallow up all your passion.
Yeah.
It's going to swallow up all your enthusiasm, all your joy, and it's going to spit you out. And you might not even get what you want to get. So
he points out, hey, at least your dad's there for you. And he asks if her mom's cool, and she just nods her head. And I'm like, it's interesting she didn't tell him.
Yeah, because she mentions earlier, didn't she, that her and her dad are going to. She said it's her mum's birthday dinner, which is obviously a very normal thing to talk about. But she doesn't expand on that, which obviously we find out in a little bit what that entails.
Yeah, they taste lacto ferment, but it's way too much acid, and she thinks she's ruined his recipe. He's like, no, I must have given her the wrong measurements. He starts rubbing his left shoulder, doing this, and she thinks it's heartburn, but it's like, no, I'm sorry in sign language. He says 2 chefs he worked with used to do it all the time when they were mad. It was a way to get through service, and we'll talk about it later, and it always worked. So Sid does it and then has an idea about smoked bone marrow and frozen Concord grapes. I love how they keep going, right? One thing to the next. I love that, but I'd forgotten all about that sign language bit. Forgot all about it. Crazy.
I think they do as well, and then go, ooh, and then they just put it in a random episode.
We see Sugar sitting on the bathroom floor. The toilet is gurgling next to her, and I'm like, I'm not sitting next to that toilet on the floor.
I've seen what happens to that toilet.
Yeah, I'm not. This is the same toilet that Richie was humping Fack over, I think. And
it's the synthesizer. I can play synth. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She's talking about trying new things. She didn't want to work there in the first place. She hasn't told anyone she's pregnant. Turns out she's talking to Gene the plumber.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is great. She gets a call.
And Gene's on that line, just like, listen, lady, just send me the fucking picture of the broken toilet.
I've already sent you a picture of the ball cock or whatever it is, and I guarantee you it's not that.
I can't give you a quote until you show me where it's broken. Like, I appreciate your situation, but let me just fix the toilet.
It's like as well, like he's then saying about like, oh, I think it's this, and he's like, and then she's like, I suppose, yeah, you're right, Gene. You're the plumber. You'll know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's telling him about it herself. Yeah, she gets a call and it's
direct.
Yeah, she gets a call and it's from the mold man. And we go back to Richie, who's talking about Alien, and he's bitching at Fack. And Sugar confronts him about the mold, and Fack and Marcus both deny calling the mold man. Richie says the ceiling's like styrofoam. Richie likes it's like styrofoam. If we had a mold
it's
problem,
the way though she says like somebody called the mold man, and then like literally Richie was like, "Well, who would have done that?" And then Fack just pops in like on the floor,
like
that's
slide.
right. Yeah.
And she's like, "Neil, sweetie, did you call the mold man?" He's like, "No."
Richie says the ceiling's like styrofoam. If we had a mold problem, they would collapse when he does this. He pokes the ceiling and it all comes down on him. What a great moment that
and
is.
Then he just stands there and he's like, "Is that it?" And then something
And then
else just falls and hits him on
Ball
the
falls out. Hard hat or something, yeah.
It is.
It's like a ball. It's like a dodgeball.
Oh, it's like an orange thing just bonks him
Yeah.
on the noggin. It's great.
I think it's a basketball.
The
Again,
ball
as
comes
I said,
down.
As you say, this is the closest this show gets to like full-on comedy. Like
I was
Situation
laughing
comedy, yeah.
so much at that scene. I had to stop and like.
Well, why is that hockey stick behind the lockers? And it's good. If you have to ask, you don't need to know. And yeah, Richie's just waving it around as well. Like
He when the ball comes down, it hits Fack in the head, and you can hear Sugar go, "Are you okay, honey?" And Fack goes, "No," like he's all hurt. And Richie's standing there covered in schmutz. You know what I mean?
Well, it hits Richie first as well, and then hits Fack.
Man alive.
It's just like,
Unbelievable.
fuck's sake, Richie.
he almost backtracks.
Oh!
Comedic timing in that scene is insane. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
It's so
perfect.
good.
That's when he looks up and says, "That's it." And then a baseball helmet hits him in the head.
oh, there we go.
Like, holy Lord, that had to have hurt. So we go back to the school and Abraham's still prepping veggies. There's a mess on the floor and everyone's gone. He's the last one left.
Which is a little upsetting. Like Tina didn't even like stick around to support him. Like
We
she
don't
was,
know
like,
how long this is, and
she'll help him, but like she'll only help him. She's got a kid to go home to. You know,
she's got a kid, she's got a
True.
husband. Also, you've got to learn.
Yeah.
But then
his
where's
workstation's a
his
disgrace.
teacher then, man? Like surely his teacher would be like,
Yeah,
"Mate,
you
come
can't
on,
just hang about in a kitchen on your own.
just come back tomorrow, mate. Don't worry about it. We'll sort it tomorrow. Like I'll go through on your break and we'll get it sorted." Like this is a failure of this educational program to support him.
They've
and
got
the
his money
struggles that
now.
he's
There's
having.
nothing he can
Yeah.
do.
Ah, good point.
His knife technique is terrible, but
Mm-hmm.
like for chopping like that, it's the wrong knife for chopping. Anyway,
Mm-hmm. Carmy's working on something in his kitchen, and we see Sid with her dad in a diner. This is the great Robert Townsend, kids. If you don't know Robert Townsend from Meteor Man, The Five Heartbeats, and Hollywood Shuffle. Hollywood Shuffle is a great freaking movie. We're going to do it one day on the 6M. He's playing Emmanuel Adamu, who is, of course, Sydney's dad. He's telling the story about an early date with her mom and talking about borrowed a friend's car. They hit a rock or something and popped the tire. And basically the story is about how, you know, she knew how to change the tire and he had just opened the hood of the car to make out like he knew what was going on. Again, don't know about y'all. I'm not a car guy. I'd open the hood and look around, but I'd be like, I don't know what I'm looking at. Honestly.
no, but isn't it the plan is that like so they can have a bit of a kiss and a cuddle in the car? That's what I assumed he was leading to. And he's like, "Oh, it's the radiator. We can't fix that." And then like she goes like, "Yeah, it's the radiator," and then just fixes the tire so they can be on their way. Like she saw through his little ruse. It's a good story, and he tells it very well.
It's just a nice. It's just a nice little. It's like a meet cute, a little nice little romantic. Like
It
this is
just
how I met-
fleshes
this is-
out. That's her mum.
it's like a "This is how I met your mum" sort of story in it. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
But we find out that her mum was like a fun person.
and obviously it's obviously we established up front this when her mum's passed away.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why she didn't say anything when asked about it before or anything like that.
Yeah, she puts
Yeah.
a candle on a piece of cake, lights it, and they hold hands and then blow it out. It's very, very emotional thing there. So I like that quite a bit.
It's just a really nice bit of like world building for someone that we'll never meet. Doesn't really play a role in it, but just fleshes out a little bit of backstory in a really nice, touching, sweet way. With just a fun,
Yeah, we don't need to know about Emmanuel's relationship with Sydney's mum because like that's not a character that ever really has any bearing on the story. But again, like you say, Joe, it just makes him more of a real person as opposed to just a man who turns up and says to Sydney, "Why aren't you being paid yet?" Because of that.
And also, like, I think it's in the next bit where they're having to go that we find out that Sydney's mum died before, younger than Sydney is now.
It's a bit down the road, but it's coming.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
I think as well though, like it kind of like it sort of like gives him like a bit. It gives us a bit more like sort of a mindset of like what his sort of mentality is on the situation.
Why he's so protective.
Yeah. Like why he's so not just so protective, but also why he's so like why he's kind of like almost overbearing towards her.
Yeah, it's true. Carmy's in the store getting vanilla ice cream, and we meet Molly Gordon for the first time as Claire Dunlap. It took him a second to get her name, and we immediately feel like, yeah, there's a history here of some sort. And she says, "You making a sundae?" He's like, "Oh yeah, a nice veal stock sundae with vanilla ice cream." He's like, "That actually sounds delicious." And his brain's never turned off, right? She asks how his life's been, and he says, "I have no idea." And she says the same thing.
That's such a harrowing question, isn't it?
It's great.
Such a like it's such a oh my god! It's like if you've got any sort of like lingering sadness inside you, that's a question that's going to bring it right to the surface.
He says, doesn't he, like earlier in the episode, there's a lot of like existential dread that he deals with. And like this is like kind of like the cherry on top of the cake, like when he's actually asked how he is. It's like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's a lesson all day.
Yeah.
It's either a non-answer or an all-day answer. It's one of the two. At the restaurant, Marcus and Fack are helping Richie clean up. He says, "You guys don't have to help," but they're like, "Yeah, we do." And Fack says it's the mole's fault, which is good. Richie says Fack did the right thing by calling the mole guy anonymously. He says, "I did." Marcus is like, "I called him." Fack says, "Alliance." It's great. Marcus says it back and they bump fists. Then we hear Sid talk and the camera stays on this scene. I love how the close-up on Richie happens for a long time. Great camera work here. I freaking love it because you can tell he's like, it's the moments with Ebon Backrack when there's no dialogue, I think, where he's very good.
He really sells the sort of the fear of like the change like so well with his body language and his facial expressions and
just having no purpose.
Yeah, he's a man who's watching like all the control in his life, as we discussed, from his marriage, from his parenthood, now from his business, like, and his employment. He's watching all of the sort of control he had just slip away in every facet of his life, and it's for a man like him who's like this center of attention. Like he
has
uses
to fill that role.
He uses his big personality to overcome his insecurities. For him to handle this is terrifying for him.
Yeah,
well, yeah, like
but he does that with a look. It's very well done.
You look at like the first episode as well, and obviously him and like Marcus like kind of almost like dotes on him. Like you can see Marcus like has like an admiration for him and looks up for him, and then in this episode, like Marcus has kind of like gone against him, and it's like everyone's working together, but not listening to what Richie does, and whereas normally people would have just backed Richie in that situation because he was like talking the loudest or talking over everybody.
At the end of this episode, Fack and Marcus, not quite, but they almost pity him. Like Richie's like, "You don't need to help me out." I'm like, "Oh yeah, we do. You need the help here."
But I think Richie sees that as a sign of weakness, but I think it's more that they like because they say alliance. It's more like, no, we're a team. Like,
yeah, but I don't think Richie recognizes that. Like, he
literally says early on, like, so you're on their side. It's not about sides, Richie.
He doesn't realize that they want to work with him, not against them.
Yeah.
And I think the sooner
with Richie, it's for or against. There's no with.
There's no middle ground. Yeah.
It's either you're doing what I say, or you're working against me. Like, no, we want to do something different, but to help all of us. Like, well, he doesn't understand that because he's never had that sort of collaboration before.
And I feel like Fack is a kind enough soul, and Marcus is as well, maybe kinder. Like, if there was no depth to Richie, they would never talk to this guy outside of a work circle or care about how he is. But they genuinely care about him because they see inside Richie's not a bad person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's just enough of that soft center of Richie to not make you think he's an irredeemable piece of shit.
100%, yeah.
Well, also though, they know what he's going through with Mikey. Like,
yeah,
they've been along with Richie for the ride for like a lot of the shit that he's gone through, and he's been, even when he's been Richie about it and an absolute dickhead, they've still like kind of like been like, no, we got Richie's back because.
That's why I love Richie's character. That's why I love Richie's character, and that's why Ebon Moss is so good, because like every time you think like, I'm done with this guy, he's a douchebag, I hate him, then he has this little break and this little moment where you see the vulnerability, and you're like, oh no, okay, I can maybe understand. Like I can't endorse it, but I can understand why he's doing what he's doing.
Well, yeah, it's like that bit where it's like the lingering shot on him. It's almost like he regrets everything he's done, and it's like, why was I like kind of like pushing back against this?
These guys are just trying to be nice to me, and I'm just being a dickhead to them, basically.
Why did I push back against this so much? Because now this is the situation I'm in, covered in black mold.
Yeah, good point. Back at the dinner, Sid is talking about, and this is what you guys alluded to earlier, about the star situation. Should be paid for the first month, but then it's deferred for 6 months. But Carmen and Sugar are both doing that too. Her dad, of course, is worried. He mentions that cousin Monty has a job at Boeing for her. And of course that means, and she does this like working on the runway, waving planes through. He's concerned that the backup plan is now the only plan. Another great line. And
man, I'd do that job with the batons and the planes. Like that.
Really? I don't know if I could do it. Oof.
I mean, you just pushed them in the right direction. You're not
physically moving them.
No. You're not like you're giving someone instructions to, 3-point turn a car, or
I'd be afraid I'd
run away too mate over there.
Going over there, pal. Yeah.
I'd be afraid I'd sneeze or had to scratch, and then I'm pointing this way, and they're like, "Oh, go this way." I don't know.
Far too much airplane.
It's exactly what I was going to say. Yes, way too much Leslie Nielsen, which is not a thing, by the way.
No.
He asks if she trusts Carmen. She says she does, and that's when she says, "I just realized I'm older than Mom was," and he says, "But just as wonderful." So.
No.
Karma's
it's a beautiful scene, that it really is.
It is. Karma's still in the store talking to Claire, and they were talking about kids they knew growing up. Remember Katie from Roosevelt? They were like 6 or something, and she says she fell off a fence and broke her arm. Scared the shit out of everybody except me. I just sat there and stared at her arm. He's like, because you wanted to fix it. And she's like, I wanted to understand it. And
because she is a resident, which is not a full doctor.
She's
my knowledge of scrubs.
Yeah, she's doing her like doctor training basically. She's got 6 months left on her residency.
But she's specialized in emergency medicine, which is the most stressful kind of medicine.
It's where the people come in screaming.
Yeah, I've watched. Yeah.
It's almost like they're like twin flames of different.
I was going to say it's the medical.
They're both sort of bonding here, aren't they? Over like the sort of shared. They both have a different way of looking at things in the world, and they both have sort of a fascination of more of the mechanisms and more of the mechanical elements of things as opposed to the human elements. And I think that's why probably Claire chose the medicine she's in, because emergency medicine, you don't have to like. It's not about talking nice to people and being. It's not about being compassionate and being like understanding. It is as well, but it's not so much. It's more a case of this guy's gushing blood to make it stop immediately. Like
I think the way this is shot as well is really like, because obviously it doesn't outright say they have a history. It's just. Very
implied. It hangs in the air, doesn't it?
It's very heavily implied, but also it's very obvious. But like again, with Carmy, the fact that it takes a minute to remember a name, like it shows how disconnected he is. But one thing I do love about the way this is shot is that it's literally like a profile of that, like it's like a portrait thing of the head, but the head's about tilted, so it's almost like it's pillow talk. So it's literally it's shot.
Well, this is the bit I didn't like. Well, why is Carmy just lay on that fridge? Like, stand up straight.
But he's not.
He's been talking about beef broth all day, and
he's just leaning against the fridge.
Like veal stock. Sorry, what world do we live in?
But yeah, it's very much like kind of feels like it's what could have been their life if things hadn't have happened differently. Where it's like the whole. It's shot like it's pillow talk, like they're both lying in bed next to pillow talk.
Again, they've got this they've probably got this like shared trauma. They've both they've both gone into careers that are notoriously demanding of sacrifice. Obviously the medical profession is incredibly grueling. Obviously Carmy's career path has been incredibly grueling. They've both like gone into very technical, very anti-personal sort of fields where they don't really, where it's more about like mechanics and systems and sort of procedure and technique as opposed to like human interaction. So they're both very similar in that respect, but obviously in totally different fields, which is fascinating because how is this going to progress?
But you also get the impression that they, I imagine this is probably going to get touched on at a later point, but you get the impression that they both kind of like put their careers first. Because they had to.
Well, because they chose to, because it was easier to deal with that than to deal with people. Maybe maybe they're scared of the real world. Like we all know that we all know someone who like never left university because they just wanted to keep doing courses and learning and never like having to go and get a real job. Well, we all know people who like can't exist outside of their work because like that's all they focus on and that's all they think about. So. Because the real world's a scary place full of people who want to try and talk to you and ask you for things. And
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Carmy did tell a story.
And I'm just circling around the drain now. But like I say, I'm very much trying to. These are very much they're two very similar people. Are they maybe too similar? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out.
Well, it's like Jay said, it's twin flames. Not to reference that.
Also, shout out Molly Gordon as well. She's an excellent actress. I first saw her in the wonderful Booksmart. If you've not seen that film, go and check that out. It's Olivia Wilde's debut, directorial debut, and it's phenomenal.
He talks about a teacher that had emailed him a few years back and said that
Mrs. Kelly.
Yeah, that her son wanted to become a chef. She's like, "What'd you tell him?" He's like, "I told him don't do that." And he says, "Yeah." He said, "I really should have listened to myself." She goes, "Why? What are you doing?" He's like, "Opening a restaurant." And he says, "Oh, you're doing the thing." He's like, "Trying to, yeah." And she's like, I love the name." He's like, "You don't remember the names?" "Of course I remember the names." Like, "No, I don't think we even," and they're going back and forth. And he's like, "We didn't even tell anybody what the name was. You 100% told me the name. I bet you $1 million that you don't know the name. Prepare to be have $1 million, dude. How could you remember the name? Because you're the bear and I remember you." And when she says, "I remember you," that hit him, I think.
That was like almost fear, I think. Like
yes.
Yeah, because he doesn't remember anyone, but he's made an impression on someone else's life.
Yeah,
do you reckon Mrs. Kelly is Charlie Kelly's
mum? I hope so.
But I think with Carmy, it's the fear of having to maintain a human connection is what scares him the most. Like he's not scared that she remembers him; he's scared that she cares about him, and like I think he's obviously he's afraid of letting people close, isn't he? Because he's like he's not a normal person with stuff like that. He's not good with stuff like that. He's not a people person. He's not.
Well, also he knows what he's doing, and he has the mission, and the mission is this is what I have to do in my life, and anything that deviates that mission, even grief over his brother, he couldn't. It's not that he couldn't be bothered with it, but all he knows,
not on the agenda.
Right. All he knows is his mission, and everything else he'll find a way to deal with it.
You know what I mean? What leads us to the, well, I'll just take your details then.
Yeah.
And he gives her the wrong number.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, is it the wrong number or is it the right number?
No, it's the wrong
number.
The
wrong number. The last number's off by one. Because when he's speaking to the fridge guy earlier.
You hear him give the fridge guy's phone number, yeah.
It's like 701 at the end, and he goes 702.
I wasn't sure if he gave the right one.
I rewound it because I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought the fact that he paused, I was like, it probably is. Yeah.
Yeah, you could sense if
like he hasn't got time for distractions.
He hasn't got time for love. Who has this day and age, this economy?
No one.
No.
Just food.
I mean, there could be another thread here. Is like he might just accept that he can't give her what she wants, what she needs. Like he's not emotionally, he's not emotionally available.
Goes back to imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Well, he's
afraid to be happy.
After meeting Claire in this episode, kids, welcome to season 2. That's all I'll say.
We love Claire. I love Claire. She's great.
Claire's awesome. Yeah.
So one thing, it's not really a spoiler, but it comes up down later in the line. Is it turns out, and it's also great humor. I think it's season 3, but Claire knows Fack, like from childhood, which is great.
They all know each other because they all grew up together.
Yeah,
like, but they either all went to the same school or hung out at some point.
This is like an old Offspring song, isn't it? This is like his song, alright.
Well, it's a Bad Religion song, but yes. Yeah, they all know each other, and the fact is that she knows Fact, and it's so good.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Thank you.
That makes me happy because we're getting more Fact.
Oh, of course.
Oh, we get loads now.
It's not the same without Fact. Everybody Hurts by REM plays us out, and that
No,
is
it
episode 2.
It is no. It's
Not Everybody Hurts. It's
Strange Currencies.
There you go.
What? What is it?
Yeah, it's Strange Currencies. It's not Everybody Hurts.
It's that same listing 6, 8.
I mean,
tempo.
Almost all REM songs sound the same.
All right, I'm not having this conversation.
Until it got to like the bit where the chorus kicked in, I was convinced it was Night Swimming.
Philistines.
But no, it's not. It's Strange Currencies.
I was going to say I don't know that song, but apparently I do.
No, it's not. It's Shiny Happy People. No. Yeah, it's Strange Currencies.
Terrible song. Shiny Happy People is terrible.
You just don't like Joy, do you? You just.
Shiny Happy People, I got nothing to say to it.
Yeah.
Hate Counting Crows. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay,
God
that's
almighty.
That's allowed.
Everybody hates Counting Crows, to be fair.
Even
Long December is an amazing tune. Rest of it, I can't.
Counting Crows, the band that did Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate that song. I hate that song so much.
Yeah.
I respect any band that does their thing. They had longevity, which I also respect. I just cannot. They're not my.
It's just not for me. No.
Yeah, I can't get into it.
It's like a lot of that sort of American Hootie and the Blowfishy nonsense. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
So, are you ready for a little bit of trivia as well before we wrap this up? So,
go.
So, Molly Gordon in
Space.
She directed a film called Theatre Camp in 2023, which also featured Ayo Edebiri in a role. So, there's a nice little bit of connective tissue there. They all
is that a horror?
Know each other. Theatre Camp is a mockumentary comedy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, about
like Best in Show.
About an underfunded theatre-focused summer camp as they band together with the founder's son to keep the camp afloat.
Do they have to do a show against some rich kids across the
way? One great show.
Save the Youth Centre. Yes, we're doing it. Get 6M on it.
Save the Christmas pageant regatta gala or something. Yeah. Yeah, don't get me started. Gala. Yeah. Well, there you go, kids. There's your episode 2 in the books. And hope you guys enjoyed that. Jay, how you feeling after 2 episodes, man? Looking forward to see how it progresses. Where's your head at?
I'm anxious because I can feel that. I can feel like everything's about to go wrong any minute now. Like, as I said at the start, like you can feel there's tensions rise and you can feel there's things bubbling under the surface. Any minute now, something's going to go wrong. Richie's going to poke another ceiling with a hockey stick and everything's going to fall apart or whatnot. But no, I'm excited. I feel like I don't want to. I don't think slow is the right word, but I feel like this season started a little bit more calmer, and it's definitely, and that's why it's making me uneasy because I'm used to the chaos. I'm used to. At this point, I'd have like felt like on the verge of like a panic attack from like Carmy slapping a donut out of somebody's hand or something. And yet we've not quite got there yet, but you can see that already there's cracks starting to show.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I was going to go throw it around for final thoughts, but Jay, is that what you got for us?
That's pretty much what I've got.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Tasty said, it's the most sort of, I think 1 and 2 are the most sort of light-hearted episodes of it because from then on in, like, there's this mold and other things coming along the way because there's going to be setbacks. It's just how it works, isn't it? But also, Carmy possibly being distracted, Richie still having no real sense of purpose in what he's doing, like Sugar talking to a plumber about her pregnancy because she's nobody else to talk to. that she can either trust or wants to divulge that information to. And all these things will have to come to a head at some point. It's just as and when do they do. But I know I like this episode, again, just because we start to get proper fact stuff as well.
Proper fact. What do you think, Tasty?
Yeah, so as we said, it's quite lighthearted, isn't it? But like we're far enough away from the sort of point of no return, i.e. the opening, that we can still like see mishaps as like comedy as opposed to tragedy. So it's still when the ceiling collapses on Richie, it's funny. It's not like, oh god, are they going to be able to open the restaurant on time? There's still plenty of time to figure all that out. I'm sure everything will be absolutely fine. But yeah, it's just nice to be able to just breathe with these characters for a bit and spend a bit of time with them and like get to see everyone when there's not like a pressure cooker of stress about to boil over and burn everyone alive.
It's true. Like we said, kids, chaos abounds on this show. But, at least we're getting settled in with season 2. And we hope you're enjoying the ride here along with us. Thank you, as always, for downloading the audio and checking us out on video. We encourage you to go to boinkstudios.com and also to follow the channel on Boink Studios on YouTube, where you'll find this show and several other podcasts. And, of course, check out the links for these 3 gentlemen, which are in the notes to this episode, which we hope you'll enjoy as well. And that's going to do it for us, kids. Be sure to come back next week for another episode. We're going to be doing season 2, episode 3. And we'll hope you be here for that. And please continue to share the show wherever you can. And thanks, as always, for following us. So for Big Tasty, for Joe and Jay, I'm Tom. See you next time, kids.